All right, so now remember what I told y'all in the last video. In the TDC gang, the way that they keep the bosses in line and doing what they're supposed to be doing is by working them in shitty positions with shitty people, possibly dangerous. It can be very dangerous for a person. And you know what happens if you're weak or friendly? You get ostracized by other bosses. People don't want to work with you. They don't want to talk to you. They don't want to fool with you, right? So what happens? Now, the opposing gang, the people in white, the inmates, right? They see that. They see that this individual is an outcast. They're not being accepted by their gang. So what do? The inmates recruit them into their gang. They say, man, they ain't watching you. You see he's in the picket right now. He ain't got no eyes on you. He don't give a damn about what you're doing. And, and they start this little hustle, and they develop this seed in their mind that the inmates are looking out for them more than the bosses are looking out for them, right? And they try to recruit them low-key into their side. And what they do, they start off by doing little, here, move this little bag from this house to this house. Just give them a couple soups for me, boss. You know what I'm saying? So they're manipulating the bosses, and they're recruiting them to be these mules. And eventually they'll get talked into bringing in cell phones and drugs and other things. And it all came from the fact that they were not part of the team. They weren't part of the TDCJ gang, right? They were outcasts because it wasn't in their nature, and they were friendly. So that's how bosses end up kind of becoming dirty. And I told you, like, they keep us in line by working us in shitty positions with shitty people, and they pat you on the back when you do like these big aggressive things and stuff like that. But you want to know how inmates keep other inmates in line? And I may do a separate video of this in the future, but they label them a snitch, right? If you're an offender, an inmate, a convict, whatever, and you're labeled a snitch, like, that's the worst thing you can do. And I want you to think about this. The word snitch was created in the prison industrial complex, right? It was a word created by inmates to keep other inmates in line. So by labeling somebody a snitch, you will have control over them. They're not fucking up your hustle. You know what I'm saying? And it's just another form of manipulation. I mean, think about it. It's even made its way into fucking modern culture, right? Don't be a snitch. You know what I mean? But the reality is, don't tell on me so you don't fuck up my soups. Don't tell on me so you don't fuck up my little hustle with this boss. You know what I'm saying? And that's where that word snitch comes into play, because it comes with its own set of consequences. If you're a convict, if you're an inmate, right? If you're a snitch, you're gonna be outcasted, kind of like we outcast the weak and the friendly boss. You know what I'm saying? And even those snitches, what do? They come and work with us on the gray side, on the gray gang. They come and tell us, well, this is what they doing and that's what they doing. You know what I'm saying? So it's a warped, dangerous, deadly game. We're all playing working there, and the inmates are there because they have to be. They were sentenced there by the court, and we're there because we have to feed our families. You know what I'm saying? Nobody grows up and says, hey, I want to be an inmate. And very, very few, if any people grow up and say, hey, I want to be a boss, because it's a thankless job. You looked at less than you'll never be like a first responder or a cop. You're just a guard in most people's mind, which is like a derogatory term that you can call a correctional officer, right? A boss hates to be called a fucking guard, because guards watch money. A correctional officer, you're managing people all day long. It's a bigger thing, and if you a stallion down guy, you're a boss. You know what I'm saying? But all right, man, I guess that's it on my whole little spiel about the Texas Department of Criminal Justice largest gang. I hope y'all listened to that and enjoyed it. I'll holler at you.